Another day again where we're going to count some sins, and today's victim is a man named Ali Dawah. You might have heard of him. He's kind of popular in the Dawah circles, and I fucking hate the guy. Like, I don't even... Okay, so many people have asked me not to make this video, not to give him any attention, not to give him anything, but this has been a screenshot that I've held onto, and every time I come across it, I'm just like, I need to either address this or delete this, and in my opinion, addressing things are better than just ignoring them. So what's the story, and why am I addressing it now? The story is that around about the time where I was making my Why I Left Islam video, Ali Dawah had called me out, and the reason I didn't address it, like, immediately was because he had so blatantly exploited the New Zealand attack on the masjid, and I didn't want to do the same. I didn't want to use this tragedy as a reason to, you know, I didn't want to take, first of all, I didn't want to take focus away from it because it was important. And second of all, I did not want to respond immediately to such an obvious attention seeker. This is not the first time that he's done this to ex-Muslim women. He's known for coming out and, you know, just going for ex-Muslim women and lashing out at them. But it's been a hot minute since my Why I Left Islam video. I was collecting questions, many of which I still have not answered, and I will as soon as I can. I'll be continuing the question and answer sort of thing, possibly this week, but I wanted to do a sin score for Ali Dawah, just like I did for the text messages that my aunt sent me, and I want to see how, you know, how many sins he's gotten in this one tweet that he quote tweeted me about. Now, to explain, for those of you who haven't seen the previous video, I don't know if I'll be linking it, to be honest. It's a really angry video, and I don't really like putting that out there into the world, but the whole gist of the video is that I take the role of two angels who, I don't know how authentic it is, but apparently their names are Atid and I've forgotten the other one, but they record your deeds. They sit on your shoulders in Islamic mythology. They sit on your shoulders and they record every single deed that you do, and the one that records your sins, his name is Atid, and I will be taking his role today. Oh, the other one's name is Raqib. I forgot about that one. But Atid is the role that I will be taking, and I will be scoring this one tweet that Ali Dawah has so graciously bestowed upon me. So I will put up a screenshot at some point in this video, and also put it in the thumbnail for you guys to inspect as, you know, as you can. But I'm going to read his tweet first, and then I'm going to overanalyze it. So his tweet reads, "How desperate can you be that instead of talking about how Muslims are being massacred, this attention-seeking woman is more concerned with her, oh look, I'm a ex-Muslim, you have no bloody clue about Islam, and I dare you to prove me wrong. Hashtag ex-Muslim industry, hashtag fame hungry." Now, I think, first of all, let's dissect this, okay? How desperate can you be that instead of talking about how Muslims are being massacred, this attention-seeking woman is more concerned with, you know, whatever. First of all, you are using a tragedy to, you know, stay relevant, apparently. You're using a massive tragedy, okay? Lives were lost. It was, you know, it was pre-recorded. Many people watched this happen. It was a terrible tragedy, and you're exploiting it to bash on me. So I'm going to give you a sin for that, because you're trying to act like I'm the one who's calling attention, when my tweet had nothing to do with the massacre. My tweet was simply, I left Islam, do you have any questions for me? So I'm going to grant you one sin for that. And then you also so blatantly equate leaving Islam to Muslims being massacred as if those things are related. Whenever some attack happens in the name of Islam, Muslims make it very clear that those actions are the actions of Muslims and has nothing to do with Islam. You're constantly saying that. Constantly. I hear it all the time from Muslims. But when we want to talk about Islam, when someone who is not a Muslim wants to talk negatively about a set of ideas which is called Islam, we're somehow degrading Muslims. But I thought Muslims had nothing to do with Islam. So you're making a false comparison and laying blame on me as if I was somehow complicit in this massacre, because I want to talk about my own struggle with a religion that I've left. I don't think that's fair, and I'm going to grant a sin for that. What I don't fully understand what I don't fully understand is that anytime someone's like, oh, Muslims do this, Muslims do that, you know, Muslims burn people alive in Africa for being homosexuals, or Muslims, you know, whatever Muslims do around the world, you're so quick to say that that has nothing to do with Islam. Islam is its own, you know, thing. But when we want to talk about something, it's like you're attacking every Muslim by saying that I don't agree with Islam, which, you know, is a little crazy to me, and I think is a little bit disingenuous. And what else I find disingenuous, and I'm going to give you another sin for this, is that you yourself, Ali, are a convert to Islam. You yourself had a struggle with, you know, changing your entire life because you changed your religion or faith or what you believed in. I find it so shocking and so arrogant of you to, you know, just turn your back on people who have changed their faith. It doesn't matter if it doesn't fit your agenda. It doesn't matter if it doesn't fit your Islam is the truth agenda. As a human being, you should be able to relate to us on just a human level of what we've been through, you know? Islam is one of those religions that, first of all, it's a more recent religion, so it hasn't gone through its Renaissance phase. And, you know, I don't know if it ever will, but, you know, I'm hoping. But it's one of those religions that hasn't gone through its Renaissance phase, and many of the people who leave Islam are severely ostracized, severely abused, severely neglected, sometimes even killed, and you have no sympathy for that, and that is disgusting. Being a person, you yourself, being a person who has, you know, changed your religion and experienced a similar level of ostracism from your own family because you converted to Islam. And, you know, I've heard you talk about it, and I've heard you talk about it as if it's nothing, you know? It's not just your family that abandons you, it's your entire community. And I find it so hypocritical and so disgusting that you can't, you know, even slightly relate to that. You can't even slightly just say, oh, you know, I understand. It's disgusting to me that it's like that. You just brush it off as though it's nothing, when, you know, I'm a 24-year-old person living in London, and for those of you who live in London, living in London on your own and paying your own rent is not easy. I had a whole struggle to go through. You know, I struggle with finding work in the summer because I work only in term time. I work in schools. So, you know, there's a whole struggle that goes along with it, and you're just not willing to address it. You're willing to take people's money and, you know, promote this campaign of bringing young ex-Muslims back to Islam, but you have this aloof, arrogant air about you. You have no true interest of what people want. You just have this interest of boosting your image as this, like, patron saint of Islam, when you're not. You know, there are many preachers of Islam, like Yasir Qadi and others, who at least retain this level of human understanding and, you know, this level of relatability, which you simply do not have, because you're so aloof and you're so arrogant about it. Like, you would be more tolerable if you just came down to earth with the rest of us plebeians and just acted like a human being, but you act like you're better than everybody else, and I really don't like that. And honestly, it's not even worth one sin. Arrogance in Islam is worth many. It's a huge sin. Arrogance is the cloak of Allah. Pride is the cloak of Allah, and you're wearing it. You are wearing his cloak. I mean, in my eyes, if I was an angel serving Allah, okay, I don't believe in any of that stuff, but if I was an angel, that would be immediately like 100 sins in one, because it's like one of the highest sins you can attain. And, you know, props to you for getting that while being a Muslim, but, you know, it's disgusting. It's intolerable, and it's disgusting, and I don't know, it's definitely not worth one sin, so I'm good in that place. I'm gonna put 10, because I'm a merciful angel, I guess. So in quotes you put, this attention-seeking woman is more concerned with her, oh look, I'm a ex-Muslim. So you get one sin for grammar, because it's not that difficult. It's an ex-Muslim, okay? And secondly, I'm attention-seeking? Really? I'm the one who's attention-seeking. You are the one with a massive platform who has quote-tweeted this, you know? Like, I don't even look at my quote tweets most of the time because I usually just check my mentions. But you quote-tweeted this. I wouldn't have even seen it. I didn't see it until like 12 hours later when people were calling me up on it, and I realized that so many of your goons had come along and asked me all these questions and, you know, were proposing that I go and debate you. Like, how am I attention-seeking when you are so clearly bringing all this attention, all this negative attention to me? Like, my simple thing that I wanted to do was to make a 10-minute video about why I left Islam, and then make separate videos about larger questions that people may have. Because, as you can tell, I'm not the easiest to just shut up. So explain to me how I'm attention-seeking when you are giving me that attention. You're getting a sin for that. You have no bloody clue about Islam. Simply untrue. First of all, you don't know me, so you're judging me, which, again, well done in taking Allah's job. I'm sure he's loving that you're judging people on his behalf. And second of all, I do have a clue about Islam. Maybe it's not your Islam, but I have a clue about Islam because I followed it for 20 years of my life, and I followed it to the best of my ability. I followed it to a point where when I lost my faith, I just wanted to die. Like, that's how much I followed it. And, you know, my life just did not have meaning for a whole year after I left Islam. It just did not have any meaning. I just was waiting for something or someone to strike me down. And for you to assume that I have no clue about Islam is ridiculous. I went to an Islamic school. I read the Quran every single day. I studied the tafsir. I studied the hadith. It was within my interest to just learn about Islam because I had this love for it. I had this love for studying it and understanding it and wanting to be a better Muslim and wanting to, you know, show that I was a better Muslim, wanting to pray more, wanting to fast more, wanting to, you know, I had made the intention that once I got married, my honeymoon was just going to be the Hajj. Like, I was a crazy Muslim because I wanted to be the best Muslim. I wanted to be the best. And I find it ridiculous that you would just assume that I have no clue about Islam. I made it my business to boost my iman by learning all parts of faith. And you can just dismiss that with one word. You have no bloody fucking clue about anything. Okay, dog. Okay. And then the second part of that sentence is, I dare you to prove me wrong. I have made many videos about Islam. You are welcome to go into them, leave me a comment, respond in your petty, stupid way that you do. You know, in your arrogant way. Oh, look at this stupid woman who's showing off her chest and saying these things about Islam. I know your dealings. I've seen you act. You know, you harass people on the street. You harass people online. We know you. Bitch, we know you. So we're going to leave you a sin for that because I have responded to that comment. This comment that I'm now reviewing, I have responded to that comment. And you have not replied to me. So you've replied to everyone else. I've seen you respond to other people, but you have not replied to me. So this shows that you had no true interest of having a dialogue with me, and this was a very pure, like, Hail Mary attempt of staying relevant during this tragedy. So you're getting two sins. One, for just blatantly ignoring the fact that I have addressed points about Islam, and also for just lying, because you have no interest in dialogue with me, very clearly. So you're getting two sins there. And then I'm going to address the hashtags, because I think they're funny. So the first hashtag is hashtag ex-Muslim industry. First of all, there is no industry, for those of you who are disillusioned. We are not paid by anyone. I live on a student's income. I am a student. I am a minimum wage, you know, worker in the UK. There is no industry. I'm not making any money. I've said many times that I kind of just post whatever I want on this channel because no one's paying me to do anything specifically, which is why you get some rubbish content from time to time, like you did with the last two videos. They're just kind of whatever content. I wouldn't say that they're terrible, but I mean, they were fun to make. But name me a worse business plan. Name me a worse business plan than leaving your family, leaving your community, you know, trying to tell people about a protected religion. Like, people talk about religion all the time. People talk about Christianity and Hinduism, and it does not get as much backlash as when you talk about Islam. So tell me, like, it is a protected religion. Like, people in Birmingham have been protesting against the rights of people who are gay for months. For months. They have attacked people with eggs and with abuse, and now they are protesting to the council because there's been a ban on those demonstrations. There's been a ban, and now they're protesting to the council for Islamophobia because they want to infringe on the rights of LGBTQ people. Like, that's how protected it is. Name me a worse business plan. Name me a worse business plan. My family has completely disowned me. People have threatened to abuse me. People threaten to abuse me on the daily. On my Twitter, on my Instagram. I get verbally attacked by family members who happen to find my number or who happen to find my social media profiles. Like, name me a worse business plan. And then I'm not making any money. Like, if ex-Muslims are out there making money from Zionists and making money from the government and the Illuminati, like, whoever the fuck, like, I'm not receiving a penny of it. I live in this room. This is my, you know, this is my holy land, I guess. Like, this is my sanctuary. This is my safe house. But I'm still paying for it, you know? I'm paying for it regularly. And thankfully, I have a good landlord, but I got lucky. I have had to deal with so many cases of people leaving Islam and then being on the streets because their families have completely abandoned them or their families are hunting them down. And I'm not even fully immersed in this activism yet. I've only been doing this since October of last year. It's been like maybe 10 months. I can't do the math right now, but it's since October of last year. how can you say that this is an industry? Like, I have not been hired. I am, you know, I am the bane. I am the black sheep of my family, the black sheep of my community. I can't even walk into my area without feeling as though, people are watching me and people are waiting for their chance to attack me. And you're going to say that I've been pumped out by an industry? Trust me, this would be a lot more professional if it was an industry. Just because we have some information about a religion that you're really unhealthily attached to does not mean that we are being pumped out by a business. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you think you're so self-important that this is somehow the case. And the second hashtag is fame hungry, and it's actually the other point I wanted to address. You want to know what is an industry in religion? It's televangelism, man. It's televangelism every Ramadan when people are screaming that Islam is the truth. When you have a stall at every single event in London. You had a stall at Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year, nothing to do with Islam, but you're there. You're probably going to have a stall at Carnival. You're going to have a stall at Pride. You're going to have a stall at every single event, but you're going to act like we're the ones with the industry. You collect money to bring people to Islam. There are whole masjids set up to make children da'is and Quran hafizes and all those things. Like, people pay money for that. That is an industry because you are making those people. Muslim charities, yes, they will collect money so that they can help those in need, people who have suffered from natural disasters, from humanitarian crises, from all kinds of things. But alongside that, you'll teach those people the Quran. You'll teach those people how to become, preachers of Islam, missionaries for Islam. Like, you're going to act like that's not an industry, and you're going to act like your whole career of guiding people to Islam in your clearly narcissistic bid to just be better than everyone else is not gaining you so much money. Like, you're going to act like that's not the case. You're going to act like that you're not living that life. Okay, dude. This has been SinScores, and we're going to tally up. Like, I know I'm not that angry, but honestly, I'm not feeling it today. I've just had the best, mental health day that I've had in a while. So we're just going to tally up the score, and I'm going to add those last few points for just being a misleading dickhead, and claiming things that aren't true. Like, you are fully aware aren't true. So, yeah, we're going to add those. So we've got 1, 2, and then the 10 for the arrogance. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 sins. 18 sins in a sentence and 2 hashtags. 18 sins. And if we were still in Ramadan, that would be like 70 times more. So, 18 sins, dude, be a better Muslim. You keep preaching that you're this amazing Muslim human being, but you're not. Because you just got 18, nearly 20 fucking sins in a sentence, in one sentence. So, go and pray some if you really believe in your God. And this is a while back. I know I'm addressing this now, but like I said, I didn't want to exploit a tragedy, which I didn't even really count a lot of sins for. You were exploiting a tragedy, which I did not want to do. So I'm addressing this now. So I know this has been a while. I know loads of you didn't want me addressing this, but it's just been in my gallery for so long, and I just want to get rid of it, and this is the way I've chosen to do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Ali, if you're watching, and let's be real, we all know you are, happy asking for forgiveness from your sadistic God. I'm done. We're done here, and I hope that at least you're proud that you got that many sins in a sentence, in one tweet. So yeah, goodbye and have a lovely day. For the rest of you, I will see you soon. I will probably see you this weekend, as I'm probably going to be doing a Q&A video. It's been a while since I've live streamed, so I might be live streaming. I don't know what else to say because I'm more or less done. But I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.